This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. I am going to do a love oracle for today. Today is Thursday, September 18th, 2025. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, don't make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. We don't want you taking on energy that wasn't meant for you. We are using the Price of Love Oracle by Crystal Banner. You can find this at kaleidodope.com. She also has an Etsy shop. You got to be kidding me. We got one on the table. We got four on the table. Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. This is interesting, y'all. We've got fate, trapped, Sunday, however you want to, Sodade, detachment, and bottom of the deck, follow your heart. Feminine, masculine, take heart resonates. So this is the funny thing. If someone feels like they're in a connection, and it doesn't even necessarily have to be a lovers. It could be a friendship. It could be a relationship with a family member. If you feel like this is like if you feel trapped in a connection for whatever reason, if you feel like there are missing pieces, moving parts, and you have no idea what's going on, if you feel detached from that person, if you feel detached from that situation, like you just don't belong there, like it's not for you, then it's not. Follow your heart. Follow your intuition. Listen to your spidey sense. And the trapped isn't giving me like abusive. It's just giving me like again, if this is a relationship with a family member, right? But you feel like it's off, like there's something wrong with it, and you don't really want to have anything to do with this family member, but it's a family member, right? Like you feel like you have to be friends with them. You feel like you have to talk to them. You feel trapped, right? You don't. You don't. This is the year 2025. And if you don't like someone, it, if they don't stand for you and you don't stand for them, then why on earth would you pretend? Why would you be fake? Why would you wear a mask? For a family member, a cousin, an aunt, an uncle? A third aunt, a third uncle? I mean, seriously, let's just be honest here. Why? Why would you do that? And I'm just going to tell you this. If you follow, if you subscribe, I don't go into detail about my situation, just because I don't want my family involved in my life, especially my social media, because I don't want them to have anything to do with it, because I don't want them to be claiming anything off of it. Like, they didn't work on my social media. They don't get any fame. They don't get any fortune. Let them figure out their own stuff. And yeah, that could sound mean. You could say that's narcissistic. You could say that's shitty. That's toxic. I call it, I worked for what I have. They don't. They don't do a damn thing. I don't talk about my family a lot, but when I tell you that I put up with an abusive relative for almost my whole life until I walked away in 2023, officially 2024, Easter 2024. I would never subject myself to that again, ever. Not with a cousin, not with an aunt, not with a grandparent. No. Mm-mm. Nope. Would not. And you can say all you want, but Kim, that's your family. That's your family. Are they? Are they your family if all you've ever known is abuse? Are they your family if you consistently support them but they never support you? Are they your family if you tell them you love them and they call you names? I will never ever subject myself to that type of toxicity, to that type of abuse. Saying that you have to stay in a relationship with a family member because they're your family is utter bullshit. It's just bullshit. And you can love and respect a person for what they are to you, okay? You know, like, you can love your parent, you can respect them, know that they gave birth to you when they didn't need to do that, know that they took care of you when they didn't need to do that. But you can also recognize when they're toxic, when they're karmic, when they're abusive. And again, why would you expose yourself to that? You wouldn't. I wouldn't. Like I said, I would not expose myself to that. And I'm just going to say this: any doctor, any other human that tells you you should expose yourself to that, they literally got to be off their rocker. They got to be off their rocker. Because you explain to me how that is good for your mental health, your emotional and mental health. Explain to me how that would be good for you to expose yourself to a toxic family member, an abusive family member. Well, you got to put up with it. They're your family. No, no, I sure the fuck don't. 2025, again, it's 2025. I don't have to put up with anyone that is abusive. Not one freaking person. I refuse. Family, friend, stranger, coworker. I don't give up. I ain't doing it. Please do not do that. Please do not do that. You want to argue with me and say, "Oh, but it's my parent and I'm the only one that they have left." Okay, fine. Put them in a nursing home. Go visit them once a month. There you go. And you can say that that's an asshole thing to say, but do not let yourself be trapped in a relationship, in a situation with anybody that is not good for you. And I'm just bringing that up because it's part of the vibe. The other part of the vibe is just being in a connection and feeling like you don't belong there, feeling like this is not meant for you. Missing pieces. You don't belong there. And that's fine too. Again, follow your heart. Pick up your shit and go. Like, you do not need to stay there. You do not need to sit around and wait for a situation to change. Only you can change. You can't change the other person. You can't change the situation. Took me 10, 11 years with the ex-husband to figure that out. This is all fated. Everything that ever happens to you in your life is fated. The good, the bad, the ugly. Everything is fated. You can look at it like it's a test. Okay, it's a test. It's a fated test. Seriously. All right, I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to leave it there. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you were entertained. I hope you all have a lovely evening and or day wherever you are. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.